Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. My name is Asia and this channel is called Unashamed. This channel is a faith-based channel dedicated to those of you guys who are going through, who just need some hope. You're looking for some healing, and we walking by faith over here. So just join me as we go through this thing called life and we follow Christ and see things from his perspective, not our own perspective, but his perspective. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that season that some of us have been going through. You ever found yourself in a season where you being stretched, or you found yourself in a season that's so uncomfortable? You feel like, I can't go on, or this is too much, or how much more am I going to bear? Just know that you're not alone. It's all of us. When we walk in the ways of Christ, there's certain seasons that we must go through to be developed. There's certain seasons that we must go through to be shifted and changed. And God isn't allowing you to go through that season for nothing. And our job is to learn whatever it is that he wants us to learn in that season. So today, we're going to talk about the true surrenderance and what it looked like. Surrendering to Christ, surrendering to his will, and surrendering to his way. So we're going to start at Romans. He led me to Romans to help me through my own season. So let's start at Romans 12, chapter 1. And it says, "So dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all he has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind he will find acceptable. This is truly the way to worship him. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way that you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." So we just got to let that sit there for a second, right? And that allows us to know that God has plans for you, right? God has a good, pleasing, and perfect plans for you. He wants us to be transformed. When we say yes to the calling and yes to Christ, we have to know that it's going to come with some suffering. It's going to come with some things that have to get pruned out of you. It's going to come with some things that you don't understand. But that's why the Bible tells us to lean out on your own understanding, but acknowledge him in all thy ways and he will direct our path. And as some of us, we find ourselves in seasons of turmoil, or seasons where you feel like you're just in the middle of a storm. And I'm just going to speak for myself. Recently, I found myself in a season of turmoil, a season of injustices, a season where things is happening and it's just like, this is unfair. I found myself getting frustrated. I found myself just frustrated that I got to deal with this. I got to deal with these people who are nasty. I got to deal with these people who continue to attack. I got to deal with these people where there's injustices happening. I got to deal with these people who are continue to put all these things on my plate. I got to deal with these people. And it's just so unfair. So I found myself in a season feeling like, God, this is unfair. And I'm on this job and I just feel like, why do I got to continue to deal with this? This is how I felt. Why do I got to continue to deal with this? Why do I have to continue to pick up this or pick up that? This is so unfair. I'm not being compensated for this. This is not my job. Why do I have to continue to do it? Right? And it's in doing that it was God allowing it. So I'm studying, looking for jobs, looking to try to step outside his will. And he allowed me to get an interview. I went for this job. I interviewed for it, but the salary wasn't what I needed. So I already knew that that was God saying no, right? I knew that was God saying, hold your horses, daughter, and see what I'm doing in this season. And some of us, we find ourselves in season of frustration. We find ourselves in season of feeling like, I can't go on, but yet God wants us to surrender. So we have to ask ourselves, what is God trying to do in this season that he wants me to surrender to, right? How is he trying to cause me to grow? What is he trying to prepare me for? You see, there may be some things that he's allowing in your life for your preparation for the next season. But if you don't allow this to take place, if you don't learn, you're going to find yourself still staying in that cycle until you learn the lessons that God wants you to learn, right? Because he wants his will for your life, not our will. And he's not going to succumb to our will due to our impatience, due to our frustration, due to us seeing things from a natural perspective, due to us seeing things from a perspective of not surrendering. And God just wants, in that all, he just wants our surrender and trust. And it's in the surrender and trust that he's going to push us through to do what he called us to do. He's going to push us through that thing. He's going to strengthen us. He's going to develop us. He's going to guide us, and he's going to lead us, right? And we're going to find ourselves, before you look back and if you start to shift your perspective to see things in a way that God calls you to see it, trust me, you're going to find your strength, and you're going to find your being able to speak to those things that once hindered you, being able to speak to those things, and they will no longer be able to touch you. Why? Because God has done a new thing in you and through you. He has developed you. He has transformed you, and he's doing what his word says. So when it's times like this, we have to get back to his word to understand, what is it that he's doing? What is it he's trying to teach me? What is it that he wants me to grow in? And for me, it's boundaries. During this trying season that he has me in, he's been teaching me so much about boundaries, so much about knowing what I'm going to handle, what I'm going to be okay dealing with, what he told me to deal with, what I'm called to do and what I'm not called to do, right? And sometimes we have to learn the lessons that God is trying to teach us so that we can be prepared for the next season. And he's also trying to stretch us in certain areas, whether it may be your career, whether it may be your marriage or relationships with your children or your family. There's things that he wants to stretch us in. But one thing I know is he's going to push you through that season and give you victory. He's going to push you through that season and you're going to come out stronger. He's going to push you through that season and you're going to come out renewed. This is not your end. And I just want you guys to be encouraged and understand that this is not your end, but it's our job to learn whatever it is that God wants to teach us in that season and speak by faith. Call that thing out and speak where God is taking you to. Be okay with being in a season that you're uncomfortable with. Be okay with being in a season that it don't look like what you thought it should look like. But God has you there. So your job is to trust him in that season. Trust that he is developing you. Trust him and trust and know that he is making you whole. Trust that you know his voice, right? All of us, if you really lean into the spirit, if you really pray and really have a relationship with him, I promise you will know Yahweh's voice. You will know the voice of the Father. You will know when he's speaking to you. You will know when he's directing you. You will know when he's leading you. And you will know when it's your own emotions. You will know when it's your own flesh. So the time has come for us to die to our flesh, die to the things that no longer serves us, die to those things that make us feel good, right? Die to those things that is calling us to not being developed in the things of Christ. Die to it. There's a time of dying to those things that seek to hinder us and hold us back. And there's a surrenderance and trust. And I got so many more messages that I'm going to continue on with this message. But in this message, God wants us to surrender and to trust him. He says, I'm pushing you through. And that's what he told me. I'm pushing you through, right? He's going to robe you with a new level, a new honor, a new mantle of joy and peace in that season that you're in, that thing that you thought you wouldn't have peace and joy and peace in. He gave it to me, and I promise you, he gave it to me in a matter of weeks. Yes, he placed people around me where I could get that support as well. People that I can call on and allow them to know what I'm going through and that they have the fruit of the Spirit to be able to pour into me a word of wisdom, a word of knowledge, and speak his truth into my life and what he's trying to do. So it's in that season where we have to grow and where we have to be developed and where we have to learn and where we have to submit the things to Christ. Submit it to him. Let him know. Say, Father, I can't do this on my own. Say, not my will, but your will be done, Father. Teach me whatever it is that you want to teach me in this season. Allow me to grow in the things that you're calling me to grow in this season, Father. I don't want to do it alone, right? And that's where we have to submit those things to him and say, I want to grow. I want to become who you called me to be, Father. I want to be renewed in the spirit. I want to be transformed. I want to surrender and trust you. Teach me how to increase my faith so I can trust you in this season that feels like I feel like giving up. So I encourage you guys to surrender whatever it is, right? Search your heart and really search your life and see whatever it is that God wants you to surrender in. Surrender to the Father. And if this message encouraged you, if this message hit home for you, let me know. But I just want you guys to be encouraged and know that God is with you. He hasn't left you. He hasn't forgotten you. And don't lose hope. Know that this is part of your process. Know that he's leading you. Know that he's guiding you. And know that he's strengthening you and bringing you through. You are not alone. So be encouraged, be blessed, and know that God is with you and he loves you. Bye.